Peak Design. Hello. Hey guys, Lawrence here at Peak Design headquarters in San Francisco, and today we're going to take a closer look at the Travel Duffel 35 liter. So at a high level, duffel bags are poetically simple, right? It's a single volume with a single zip to get in and out. And ours is no different, except, you know Peak Design, we obsessed over every detail, we threw in some innovative ways to carry the bag, and because it's a part of our travel line, it's totally compatible with our packing tools. The Travel Duffel is available in our sage and black colorways. Another thing to know is that other than that leather and Hypalon, the materials on the bags are the same between the two colorways. So let's take a closer look at this sage bag and do a little tire kicking. So this duffel is using a lot of the same materials that our travel backpack and travel duffel pack are using. It's got two primary fabrics. This main fabric here on the top is a 400D weatherproof nylon canvas. And that's made out of recycled water bottles, which is pretty sweet. The fabric that wraps around the bottom is 900D, so a little burlier, made to take some abuse. So these loops are placed strategically all around the bag, and along with the hook hardware that we've got on the straps, this is a part of our cord hook system, and it allows you to reconfigure the bag in a number of different ways for different styles of carry. And we'll go through all of those in a minute. Additionally, there's some nice touches on the hardware. The hand straps on both the black and sage bags have anodized aluminum for the cord hooks. And on both the black and the sage, it's got a glass-filled nylon cord hook for the shoulder strap. I can hear the questions coming in already. Why didn't you guys use aluminum on the shoulder strap hooks? Well, let me nerd out and I'll explain why. So when we were testing shoulder strap carry on the travel duffel that you see before me, we found that the glass-filled nylon hook samples offered a way better experience in terms of smoothness of adjustment when you are adjusting the length of the strap on the fly. Now these hand straps are super high visibility and there's no adjustment needed on them. Plus we love shiny objects. So we went with the anodized aluminum for these. And that aluminum nylon breakdown is the same on both the sage bag and the black bag. So I'm going to take the straps off so we can take a closer look at some of the other features of the bag. The travel duffel has got pockets on both sides of the bag. And what you'll see is that there's a nice big trapezoidal zipper path here. Trapezoidal. And then there's a straight path under here. Vic, we got time for an anecdote? Anecdote. If you were part of the Kickstarter, you might remember that Art came early on in the design process and showed off a bag, and one side had this cool straight zip, and you flipped it around, and the other side had this cool trapezoidal zip, and he's like, Kickstarter community, help me, I don't know which ones to do. And the resounding answer was, well, why don't you do both? And so we did, and it's fantastic. So good call, thank you. Anecdote. All right, so let's take a look at these pockets. They are surprisingly deep. So both sides of the bag have internal divisions with these sub pockets, little mesh pockets on the inside. And one side has this ID card holder where you can put some ID in case you lose your bag. Maybe someone will return it, which would be sweet. And if your keys have a hook or a carabiner, you can store them right here. Hello. So, just to see how deep this pocket is, let me show you what I got over here. Easily fitting an entire hydro flask in there with room to spare. This side flat zip gets you into another external pocket. This one has no subdivision. It's a great size for cell phone, passport, or anything else you need to kind of keep easily accessible. So we do have a few ways to keep those pockets inaccessible, but we'll go over all of the security features in a little bit. So on either end of the bag, you've got some padded handles on the bottom. So those are really great for just grabbing and tossing the bag around dramatically. So the main way in and out of the bag is through this primary zipper. It's a number 10 zip, so it's nice and burly. It's got weatherproof zipper paths, and it's got a nice big opening, so you can get high visibility access into the bag. The soft goods team found a lot of inspiration with those old doctor bags that have the big zip on the top and give you that incredible access to the inside.
Hey, get out of here. All right, so on the inside of the bag, we've got 2 internal zippered pockets, and those have a mesh siding so you can see what's inside the pocket without having to open them up and rummage around. That's a nice little touch. You'll also notice that the entire interior is in our classic cool gray 7C. That's the Pantone color. And we like that one because it gives a lot of great visibility when you got the bag open, especially in low light situations. So something else that's cool on this bag is that embedded in the structure are 2 aluminum rods, one on either side. And what those do is give it a nice little form so that, especially when it's not full of gear, it keeps its shape. It doesn't just turn into a pile of fabric. And so like we said earlier, the travel duffel can hold 3 units of Peak Design cubes. With these packing cubes, the small cube is 1 unit, the medium cube would be 2 units, so 3 altogether. With camera cubes, you could have 3 small, 1 medium, or 1 large. So, what have I got in my medium camera cube today? Good size Nikon kit, full frame, battery grip, 70 to 200, 24 to 70, and a 14 to 24. That's cool. Let's pop this cube in there. I'm going to push it down to one side. And what that'll do is it lets the webbing for the C-clips on my camera cube line up with the webbing for my C-clips on the duffel. So you can also see that this medium camera cube takes up 2/3 of the bag, or 2 of the cube units. And if I wanted to take my small packing cube, I could easily stuff that in here. I could actually probably fit 2 in there if they're in the compressed state like this. So the medium camera cube is a square, and it fits in any of 4 orientations. But something cool is if I put it in with the lid opening towards the shorter ends of the bag, I can tuck that lid away and have access into my camera cube. When I open the duffel. So now I've got the lid of the medium camera cube tucked around and under itself. And what that lets me do is get in and out with just 1 zip of the whole bag. I can get into my camera cube. And if you don't want your camera cubes to be jostling around, you can use the C-clips that come with each of the camera cubes. And you can attach the bag and the cube together. You do that 4 times on the medium camera cube, and it's going to stay in place. And for a more in-depth look at all of our packing tools, including these camera cubes, check out those other videos on our YouTube channel. I'm going to take the clip out. There's 4 of them, I promise. Then I'm going to close the cube up and take it right out. All right, I've got a large camera cube that's got the remainder of some of Vic's shooting equipment. Go one end first. Stuff it down. Flatten it out. So there's my large packing cube. Just open it up. And I could also tuck this lid back, keep it out of the way. So if I wanted to get in and out of my cube, it could just be through the primary zipper of the duffel. All right, so you've got a few $1,000s worth of camera gear in there, and if you lose it, the CFO is going to be really mad at you. How about security? So if you're familiar with our backpacks, you'll recognize this security zip combo here. One of the zips has a rivet, and you can undo the hypalon, feed it through the ring on the accompanying zipper, and then reattach. What you end up with there is 2 zips that will travel together, and it keeps pickpockets from being able to get into that main compartment. You could also take a travel lock and feed it through both rings on the zipper pulls, and then it would be locked closed. Now, what about your side pockets? Well, we've got you covered there too. Just like with the main opening, you could feed a travel lock through both rings and keep them locked together. You also can feed the zipper pull from the main trapezoidal side pocket through an opening here in the bag and loop it around a toggle on the inside of the main volume. So there's an opening right here, and it goes into the bag. There's my finger. I'll feed the zipper pull through so that it starts to come through on the inside of the bag. Give it a good pull, and kind of close this zip with my thumb, pulling this through. And now, even further down, is a plastic toggle that I can loop, come on, that zipper pull around. And it's tight so that you don't risk having the zipper open. Now, this side zip is impossible to open. So like we mentioned earlier, our travel bags use our cord hook system. And on the travel backpack, you might have seen that that uses the system for external carry. And on this travel duffel, we're using the same system, but we're doing it with our 3 included straps for a number of different styles of carry. So let me show you where all the different attachment points are on the bag. So you've got 4 easily accessible loops here, and then 4 more, a little more in the corners. You've got 2 at the very ends, and then up here at the top, you've got 2 more. The first way to carry the duffel is with the hand straps. So I'll get both of them out, and I'm just going to attach them to the top 4 webbing loops. All right, hand carry. Something else that's cool is that there are magnets embedded in the handles, so they'll stay together, which makes grabbing the bag quickly super easy. Another cool thing with magnets that's going on right now is that the end flaps are magnetized to the body of the bag. And so when we've got it in hand carry, it keeps things nice and tidy, but allows us to have that wide opening when we want to get in and out. All right, so let's keep these straps out, and what we're going to do is up at the top of the bag, disconnect the hook and put them on these top loops. So now what we've got is backpack style carry. You're going to want to keep the other ends attached to these top loops, so you can just keep those where they're at. You can optionally put them down on here, but I think that it's a better experience when you're using these loops right here. So our design team has the webbing on these straps taper, which makes for a more comfortable fit. It's a nice little detail that actually goes quite a long way. Backpack carry is a great way to distribute the weight evenly across your shoulders, especially if you're in a pinch and maybe left your shoulder strap at home. Speaking of shoulder straps, let's try this thing out. So I'm going to disconnect my hand straps. You'll find these cord hooks are a pretty snug fit. That's by design to keep things pretty secure. The aluminum ones especially, because there's no natural give to that material. So for our shoulder strap, you attach it to these end loops. And you'll find that those wings on the top and bottom of the bag now fold up. It's actually pretty nice when you've got it on your body. The entire bag sort of wraps around you. So the shoulder strap's got pretty serious padding, which is really comfortable. You can wear it crossbody like I'm doing, or just put it over one shoulder. Now, if you're over one shoulder and you find that the width of the bag is a little uncomfortable, we've got you covered. Simply take the shoulder strap, detach it from the ends, and go to these little guys down on the corners. Now what you can do is carry the bag up and down. This is especially nice if you've got a camera cube or two in there. Those are so rigid that it's nice to not have those going out widthways from your body. Vix asked me to do a new segment. We're gonna call it Law's Loadouts. Yeah. So how would I pack this thing out? That's a good question. Let's say that I am going, scenario A is I'm going to Yosemite for the weekend. It's just a few days out there. I want to try and get as much stuff into this bag as possible. I'm going to want my 5D, my 70-200, and I'm going to rent that 24 1.4, that Canon. That thing is beautiful. So with all those lenses and the full frame, I'm going to use a medium camera cube. It's summertime, so I'm not going to need a ton of clothes. Not a lot of layers. I'll use my small packing cube. Nice. All right, so I'm going to take the hand straps and just tuck those into the side pocket. And I'd hook up my shoulder strap. Because I've got a medium camera cube, pretty serious weight, and no other bags with me, I'm ready to go. I'm not driving. Gas is too expensive. Vic's driving. Yeah. I'm going to Cabo for a week. I'm going to be doing less photography, I think, while I'm down there. So I think just the 5D and my 24mm lens. So not the medium camera cube, but the small. A week, that's a long time. I'm not doing the laundry in Cabo. I'll take the medium packing cube. Now I got a bunch of other stuff I'm bringing too. So much so that I decided to bring my travel backpack along. So with my backpack on my shoulder, I'm going to take the hand straps back out, stow this guy away. And the reason I want to use the hand straps is that I can easily have my backpack on and carry my tote at my side. Duffel. And carry my duffel at my side.
You're still in frame.
What if I hit him with a pro tip?
Pro tip. So I get to Cabo, but I don't want to walk around with a bunch of bags. I just need something small to take with me during the day. I'll load up my camera cube. I'll take my shoulder strap. And now I've got a pretty awesome little day bag. I've got a pretty awesome little day bag. Pretty awesome little day bag. That is a pretty awesome little day bag, right? Our travel duffel is a natural addition to our travel line of bags. It works awesome with our packing tools. It's got a ton of thoughtful features. It's strong enough to be checked, but this one is also the right size if you want to carry it on. As always, if you've got any questions, reach out to our customer service team, and happy shooting, traveling, whatever. It's hot. I'm very hot. I'm very hot, Rachel.
Yeah, so there's one dude, and he's like using a sledgehammer to put these pieces of rebarb into the metal plate. And then this other dude is coming with this badass circular saw kind of thing and just cutting it right off. Yeah, get it.